This is Billz for Media Spotlight UK. Happy 2020. My first interview back on the scene. And I got another special guest with me. I've got here Mercston. How you doing, my brother?
I'm all good, bro.
Now, firstly, I just wanted to say, we were just saying off camera, like, your launch party was sick. And the fact it was, like, literally 20 minutes to my house.
Yeah.
Like, I thought, like, okay, one bus, I'm there. And I thought, rah, because I don't really see that many parties around Ilford, them sort of ways there. So, firstly, like, how did you decide that you wanted to have the party there specifically?
I feel like I'm from East, obviously, so
Okay.
it being somewhat East, because I know that they all say that Ganty or Ilford's sort of Essexy, but it's still East, you know what I'm saying?
It's definitely Essexy. It used to be Faces exactly. A long time ago, yeah.
Faces is right next door to the venue that we were at.
Was it? I thought Faces still there?
I think they're closing now.
Right.
So Faces is next door to this place. This is called Infinity London.
Yeah.
Great venue. I think the venue is really, really plush.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's very modern.
Yeah.
So it made sense to be able to use it, and we obviously was able to go past the hour that we wanted to get to. So it was ideal.
Because you had your launch at like 12 a.m. because that was when your album dropped.
Yeah.
And I saw, like, you know, poppers and everything, champagne and the kvass and all the main drinks there. So you wanted to party in style.
Yeah, like it needed to be proper. I wanted people that obviously have followed me for a long time and been on the journey with me, whether they're making the music, been in the studio, been with me, following. I just wanted to set something up for people to come down and enjoy and literally just party, man.
Okay. Now, the first time I actually properly saw you was for the Intent premiere a couple of years ago.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, we caught you. You said you wanted to have a few popcorns here and there, and then you had to go straight to Grimeade, which was straight after. And what was sick about the whole event was that everyone came together. Like, you had, like, your bros, like, you know, Scorcher being the main lead in the film. Like, how does it feel to have, like, you know, people that you support that are friends that were able to make cinema history, like, as making a film like that to be popping in cinemas?
It's just nice to be inspired by people that you like to be around. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like sometimes you can get lost and not understand that the people that are around you, as well as them being good men, good people, they're actually influential.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I mean? And they touch a lot of people's lives. So I feel like it's good to align yourself with like-minded people, and help you to push on.
What was there any involvement with you with the film itself? Were you on the soundtrack? Or
yeah, I was on the soundtrack. So me and Burner had a track.
Yeah.
That made it to the soundtrack. Big up Akusia that put that in place. But yeah, man. So I was involved somewhere. It would have been nice
somewhere or another.
It would have been nice to be in there.
Little tutu cameo in the film.
Yeah, it would have been nice to have a little scene, but
yeah.
In time, maybe when
there'll be time.
Yeah,
there'll be time.
I need to make sure that I'm ready for that, though. I'm not an actor.
If there were to be like a role that you want to play, like what sort of role would you like to play in a film?
It's weird. I've never thought of that. You know.
Yeah. Would you like to be a good guy or a bad guy in a sort of a role?
I think whatever role I'd want to play the boss. So whatever that is, you know what I mean.
I hear you.
Some sort of some sort of gangster gentleman type of role. You know what I mean?
So kind of the bad guy but has good guy traits. Yeah.
Suited
like family sort of
suited and booted kind of character.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
When was the last time you actually got suited and booted? Like, when was the last occasion you wore a suit?
The last occasion, I had a video shoot a few months ago.
Yeah.
Where I stepped out, I put on a little blazer.
Yeah.
Little whistle, but.
Straight up.
Yeah, there's some events coming up this year, so I guess I'm gonna have to step out and get
get a few moss bras here and there. You know what I mean? Couple tutu suits.
Couple hard shoes. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for them.
Now, obviously, like I mentioned before, the launch party was absolutely sick. I really enjoyed it. You know, there's loads of industry people that come through. A lot of your brothers. Saw like D Double. You know, Wretch came through as well, supported you. And obviously, like with the movement, you know, with you, Scorcher, Devlin, and Getz, you know, all forming together. What was the beginnings like? As in, like, how did you guys like come to the conclusion that music was what you wanted to do, and then how did you like form the group to start off with?
It's a mad one. I feel like we were all on our solo quests, and it was kind of like a thing of, I feel like each of us had our own situations that were popping off, and then where did I meet Getz? I met Getz at like, there was an Eskimo dance. So I remember meeting Getz, Eskimo dance there. He jumped in the car that I was driving. We went down there with Wiley. So me and him formed a relationship from like 2004. So this is before
music ever was a thing. Yeah.
Well, we were both we both kind of got into it at that point. But there was no movement, there was no nothing at that point. So yeah, we were close, and then fast forward, we ended up meeting Scorcher. I met Scorcher through Dollar, who I grew up with, and then he then brought Wretch on board, and then Getz had known Devlin for years. So when we all come together, there was no title. It's like we just came together. We were making songs.
It was just a natural forming.
Then I remember it like, if you ask any of them, there was a day that we met up, and after going to a youth club, we sat in Bo McDonald's, and it was like, you know what? We need to give this a title. Like, we need to call this something. And then, from memory, I believe Getz came up with.
I was going to ask who came up with the name.
Came up with the movement. And at the start, there was more than 4 of us, or more than 5 of us. And we had DJs, we had extras. And then as we pressed on and pressed on and pressed on, I guess we were taking it more serious than others. And then the circle just got a little smaller. Okay.
Now, I saw in an interview that you guys are quite competitive in terms of like, keeping up with the vibes, like constantly all the time. Like, as well as music, has there been anything else that you guys have been competitive in? Like, I don't know, maybe a game of pool or something. Like, yeah, I'm going to whip your ass. Or is there any other things?
Sometimes swag, just like how you're dressed.
Oh, so fashion. So you think if Getz coming up with something, you think, nah, I got to step this up, bro.
I think they know I'm the swag one out of all. but
I don't know if they may differ to that one.
Like, on different days, like, they might say, nah, that's a bit mad or whatever. Because just going back a little bit, like I was the first one to start wearing fitted jeans, slim fit jeans. So when I started doing that, everyone thought I was going crazy. Yeah,
because they're thinking like, what sort of shit is this?
Fast forward now, what is everyone wearing?
Skinny jeans.
Exactly.
So you kind of were the trendsetter amongst your group.
Yeah, I've been ahead of.
Yeah, and then they look at you thinking like, yeah, you were kind of right,
Yeah, but
like you kind of start from the beginning.
Like in hindsight, it's all cool, but before that, they don't see the vision, and you have little debates. But really, that's just banter between us. You know what I mean?
I hear that. So you've been regarded as one of like the most versatile artists. Like you can go in any tempo and kill it.
Yeah.
Like whether it be 140, 120, 90, 100, you can kill it all. Take me back to like the beginning when it was like, you mentioned in an interview you had like training days with your group as well. Like, how did you get to the point of like, I can go bar for bar regardless of what tempo it was?
So kind of what happened was my comfort zone was 140, right? And then the more we started to make music together, when I say we, I'm talking about Wretch, Scorch, Getz. They were more comfortable on other tempos. But it's like, if we had a studio session and 3 gaps needed to be filled on the track, I need to fill the gap. Now I've got to be confident. I've got to step up and know that this song's going to be going out, and I need to sound a certain level on this song with these people.
Do you remember like the first track that you felt that you were tested like at that moment in time? Do you remember the first track you were tested?
With them or just in general?
In general.
In general, the first track I was tested, I did there was a track called Pum Pum Rhythm back in the day, Commander B. Yeah. He used to be on Trace FM, so a lot of people had versions. So I was tested with that because I remember I went to the studio, Wiley recorded his, and I was there. And then he was sort of like, yo, that's Mercston, he's new. Let him do a version. So I was like, let me do a version. I ain't even ready for this. Like, what do you mean do a version? But I rose to the occasion, did what I had to do. But then it was like proving yourself. But I think the first time I proved myself was on a track called Who's Mercs, and that was produced by
that was like what,
Rapid.
2006, wasn't it?
2005.
2005, yeah.
So that was produced by Rapid from Rough Squad.
Yeah.
So I think
Rapid's cool. Yeah, I met him before. Yes.
I feel like from that moment people knew what time it was, sort of thing, and what I was able to do on the rhythm.
Okay. Now, I always want to get to know like the artists, like kind of like from the backstories. So like when it came to being introduced to music, what was it like in the family household in terms of like what was everyone listening to in terms of like the mum, dad, siblings? Was there like inspirations where you felt like, okay, this can help me in terms of like the career path I'm going down in terms of music?
It's a mad one because my dad, I grew up with my dad as a DJ, right?
Right.
So he used to play out a lot when I was growing up, like, so I'm talking like he's coming in at 4 a.m. with his record box. Do you know what I mean? So I've grown up with music always being played in the house, and my dad wanting to be a proper music man. So it's like that kind of was embedded in me, but I just didn't know what path I was going to take within it because I can't mix for shit. I can't mix.
Oh, you can't mix?
Nah, it's weird. Like, I can flow.
What is it like, mix.
Do? Forget about
really?
it. I can't mix, right?
What, can you just go like track to track though? Can you do that?
I can just about do that. And it's weird. I should be able to mix.
Yeah.
Because I can hear music properly. I just can't mix. But, so yeah, what ended up happening was, I feel like my music that I put out is influenced, like you're saying, from what I've grown up on. So I've grown up on like rare grooves. I've grown up on lovers rock. I've grown up on reggae. Do you know what I mean? I've grown up, so like rap and stuff came late.
Yeah.
That wasn't what I was listening to at home. Do you know what I mean? Beres Hammond and them man there. I listened to Garlic Silk and them man there. So, yeah.
Glenn Washington? Like them sort of ones,
yes,
Sizzler?
Yes,
yeah.
Of course. So it's like, I felt that those things are always gonna be like those experiences, and what I felt when I heard those songs and just taking certain vibes is always gonna be put into my music at a later stage. It's not gonna sound the same, but there's influences.
So also with Top Tier, it's just come out. I heard that you actually had finished like the album. It was like early part of 2018, but you had like a lot of tweaks in it.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, you know, you've been around for a long time. So, like, you know, was it 2005 you kind of, like, stamped your foot on the scene?
Yeah, I feel like 2005 is when I made a mark.
Like, where you made, like, your first stamp into it. And we're 15 years in. I don't want to put, like, numbers too much on it, but, like, it's been a long time. So, why now with your debut album? Why has it come to this point? Like, I know you've done, like, shows, you've done, like, projects, you've done, like, you know, Eskimo dances and raves and all that sort of stuff. But why now to bring your album out?
To be completely honest with you, I felt like there's been times, and I guess it might have been like this for a few other musicians, but I can only speak from my perspective. There's been times when I've been like, music might be a bit long. It might be a bit long. I might just want to do this now. I might want to do that.
I've spoken to some artists and they felt similarly as well, especially being independent. Like I'm assuming that's your case right now.
Yeah. So I think with that being said, it was like, hold on, but if I do stop doing this, I don't have an album, bruv. I need to at least make an album before I exit. If I'm thinking about exit, I'm not thinking about exiting right now. But I'm just saying, I felt like giving the people a body of work was like the most important thing to do. Like, if I'm gonna stand and say I've been a musician, I can't just be living off of mixtapes that I've done. So getting into that gear then took me to the place that I'm in and that I've been in creating the project with a team called Dot Inc. Like they're my brothers. Like we created this together. So the album is not just mine; it's our album. But I feel like we pushed each other. You know what I mean? We tested each other. Boundaries. We've gone
way beyond expectancies.
Way beyond. But then I think ultimately we all wanted to make sure that we had a product at the end of it that was of a very high standard. And I feel like aligning yourself with people that think alike, you're able to achieve that goal, and I think that we achieved that.
Is that through like building teams further along in the game as well? Because obviously, you've had to see it, with being blind in the industry, just seeing things from a new perspective, and obviously over time, like you've got new people in your surroundings and new people in the teams as well. Do you think like the development of like having people along the way has helped you to progress even further?
For sure, like, and definitely like just regarding it to Top Tier, the album, we've been working together for like 5 years, but we didn't know what we were. We've dropped some singles and whatever, but we didn't know what we were working on until 2017. It was like, okay, what we're gonna do now, because we're dropping songs, they're performing, but then we don't have no follow-ups. Cool, let's get in and make a project. We didn't even know album at that time. Let's get in and make a project. Then I spoke to a couple of friends, and then Buck was one of them that was like, you know what?
OTB, big up to him,
He's like, bro, you need to do an album though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got bare tunes. Don't worry about that. Get rid of the ones that are not as good.
Yeah.
Don't have the best ones on there.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah, and then it was just, it was pretty hard to do that because I felt like we had a lot of good tracks, but it was the right thing to do.
Okay. Now, I love Bath Road. Bath Road is one of my favorite tracks of the album. It gives me like that. When I was listening to it, I kind of had that Vibes Cartel sort of wave, in terms of the flow. Was that kind of your intention of like flow wise when you brought to that track? Because I got that sort of energy when you were spitting, because it was sick to me. It was quite varied as well.
Nah, it's mad. I feel like when you're creating, you never really have an idea of what you're going to create.
Right. Until
you start creating. So with that session in particular, that was with some producers called Yours Truly. Big up them. They're from Amsterdam. But my friend Slick Vic lined it up. So I actually was going to a session with him. And then I ended up going into a session with Yours Truly because they was in the country. So we had a general chat. I played them some music. They played me some music. And we got a feel of what we were on. And I think at that time I was making music that was very much so melodic. So it was like, okay, they got my vibe. They put something on. And then, you know what I'm saying? I was rolling with it.
I bet you was.
And then, yeah, the first thing that come out of my mouth was the first line, obviously. Said, I'm coming at me. Yeah.
And can I just say, the reason why I like it so much, especially at the launch party, because I've seen bare gal that were whining to it, and I was like, there was one particular gal that was right in front of me that was doing a solo whine, but she was powering off every man that was trying to whine because of that track. And I was just like, listen, okay, I need more of this. So I saw that, I thought like, you done well for that one still.
Yeah. Now, it's always good, obviously, to have different vibes for everybody. Do you know what I mean? But I definitely wanted to make sure on the album that we had some tracks for the women, for the ladies, for them to vibe to and enjoy, because not all the time do they want to hear,
you know, like
fast
grime or drill or hip hop or whatever it is.
Wiggle out them wrists. So,
Wow, that certainly helped me anyway. So like I saw, you must have saw the stories from yesterday that I put up. The you know, we're gonna go into it all now. Probably a lot of people's favorite tracks. Now when I heard your version with Chip, and I was hearing it, I was like, yo, I started losing it. But when it was the remix with you, Scorcher, and Getz, I was like just gone in it. Like I was gone. I was literally to the point, like I was like breaking stuff in the house because it was that mad. Like I love how even the switch up of the flow, like when it comes to Scorcher's part, I thought like, nah, this is even more gassed.
Did you even clock that we changed the tempo and the beat at that point?
I feel like you did slightly. Was it slightly slower on Scorcher's part?
It was slower on Wretch and Getz, and then me and Scorcher spat on the faster tempo.
Okay.
The way the transition happened is like,
because I thought it was the obvious transition when it was from that to Scorcher's part. Okay.
Yeah, so basically, me and Scorcher are actually on the remix beat.
Yeah. I'll bring the mic further in.
Sorry, so the first beat is like the original. The second beat is not. But
no, it's not.
Yeah, it was just us like just making some clean transitions.
Yeah.
In the song for people to enjoy it. But yeah, man, people took to that well.
No, I definitely took to that well, and it's still popping on my phone to this day. So I appreciate that you did that there. Now, as you know, the game has changed completely. Like, you know, from 2005, obviously, like the era of a Channel U. You know, one of your first tracks I heard was Summertime. Yeah. Back in those days, and then to get even broadcast on TV, you had to go through this like long process to have checks done to see if like the videos were worthy of being on the channel. And then obviously, you know, that was a lengthy process. Whereas now with the social media era, like everything's instant. You know, you got Spotify, you got the social media, the Instagrams and so on. How for you has your perception of getting music out there changed? Obviously now we're in a time period where everything is accessible like to everybody.
I think it's a lot easier now. Obviously, we have more platforms. We have the social media. It's like you can kind of get straight to the consumer by yourself. Like it's good to have the platforms. Don't get me wrong, but you can build your own platform and just literally be you and them, you and them, you and them. You don't have to have a middleman. Back in the day, you had to. You had the channel use. You obviously wanted to get your stuff on radio. Radio is still nice to have.
Yeah, pirate radios, radio stations.
Like it's nice to have radio support, but I feel
club
like
circuits as well.
Yeah, but now it's like people can just stream your music as and when. Do you know what I mean? So music lands in all different places faster now. Do you know what I mean? So
did you manage to like sort of like naturally build within social media and how to use it? Because obviously there wasn't social media before.
Yeah.
Like, have you been able to naturally work with it?
Yeah, but it's mad because I feel like I naturally work with it until I'm around like my 16-year-old or 15-year-old cousin.
Oh, okay.
So then when they're actively on their Insta or their Snap or whatever, I was saying this the other day to someone, like we could all be in the same place, like it could be my nan's party or whatever it is, whatever gathering, but they will make that gathering look like the littest gathering in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But when I video it doesn't look that good.
No,
so,
it doesn't.
You know what I mean?
I feel the same.
Yeah, so
it's just literally, it feels like so plain. Like when I do a snap, it's just like, unless I'm on a red carpet or I'm doing something, I feel like it's just
plain.
Oh yeah, it's just like my face. That's it.
But that's because we didn't grow up in that era.
No, we didn't.
We've had to adapt to that.
Yeah.
But they've grown. This is their thing.
Yeah.
So when I think of those, like when I think of my cousins, then I realize that maybe I have adapted, but
you still need some pickups. Yeah,
they can.
Is it a bit scary? Like like the new generation can pick things up technologically so quick, whereas us, we're still having to catch up.
It's not scary because I feel like it's been the same forever. So when I was like getting into certain things that wasn't around when my parents were doing whatever they were doing at a young age, it's harder for them to adapt. Like even now, like when I play the Nintendo Switch with my son, he's 5. And I feel like I was the man at Mario Kart when I was young. Like honestly, with my friends, I was the man. To be honest, 9 times out of 10, he'll beat me, bro. He's 5. It's cool. But I'm like, rah, my son's 5 and he's just turning me over like that.
Yeah. So, he's showing you up like that.
Different
and you're
games.
Thinking like, huh?
Yeah, like
this ain't right.
The generation are just picking up on things fast. But yeah, back to like what you were saying about just like putting music out and with what we have today, I think it's great, man. People can just get straight to their consumers.
No, straight up. Now, what I was going to say was that obviously your process of making music is like, you know, from them days, it's just, you know, obviously you've got a strategy to putting it out there and stuff like that. Now, if you started off in this time frame now, would you have done the process exactly the same as what you've done before, or would you feel that you would do the process differently according to the times?
It's a weird one. I feel like being able to do what you can do today, you can get more of engagement on if what you're dropping is being received how you want it to be instantly. Because like it's instant. Your views, your this, your that. Like everything's judged on this. And when I say that, it's like it's mad because I think sometimes like people can get caught up in views and think that because of the views it means it's great.
It means it's validation.
It doesn't mean that it's better. I'm just saying like you can sort of like figure out what you're trying to do faster now off of the reaction to things. You can see it all.
Okay. Now, obviously, back to the album. Obviously, it's out there now, and people have been receiving it well. A lot of radio stations have been picking it up. You know, a lot of you know, music stations have been picking it up as well. At this stage, are you thinking now to be in the process of doing like a headline show for it, or is there more stuff like shows in off the back of the album?
So the plan is to put on a tour. We want to put on a tour.
Nice.
I guess it's going to be sort of like May, June times. More so May because it's going to get into festival.
Okay. So you're doing it just before the real hit. Yeah.
That. So yeah, that's kind of like what we've been going over to make sure that we can put that in place for the people to come out and enjoy the show, and for me to be able to showcase it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
With with off the back of the album now, obviously you were talking about headline shows. At this stage, are you looking to now, bring more like solid projects out, like an album like you've just done with this one with Top Tier? Or are you looking to do singles like you did before? Because obviously it's a long build up to now the album. Are you going to be consistent with the sort of full project sort of flex, or are you doing more singles at this stage? What's the process now for you at this stage?
I actually had a conversation with one of my friends yesterday about this, and they was like, yeah, you could just drop a couple songs and then have another project next year. It could be like 5 tracks. And I was like, bro, I've been dropping mixtapes. I've been doing
EPs and mixtapes.
I feel like we're in album realm now. And it's mad because I know that times have changed and now singles kind of can keep you alive and you don't
keep you afloat.
A lot of people don't actually do bodies of work. But I'm from an era where bodies of work count. And that's how you're taken in as an artist, for people to actually respect your artistry and see what level you're at. So now that I've been able to give the album, I want to continuously be able to do that.
Yeah.
Like, you might not always get 14 tracks. It might be 10. It might be, you know what I mean, 12. But I feel like we want to make sure that we keep that level and stay there. Do you know what I mean? I feel like when you do mixtapes and stuff, you kind of can hide behind there not being much concepts, or it's just a mixtape. We don't want to just throw nothing out.
You want it to be like a strategy to this now.
But saying that, there could be a few singles that we drop to test.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
see if it works well with audiences.
But ultimately, I feel like when you're going to get a project, it's not going to be an EP, it's going to be an album.
Yeah. Straight up. Now, we've got a quick game for you just before you go. But before that, just briefly, obviously with the sudden passing of Kobe Bryant, one of the legends in basketball. Now, what I wanted to ask from you is, was there any sort of takeaways that you saw from him as like how he worked in his career that you felt like I can probably take on for your career going forward? Was there any like gems that you saw from him that maybe that you could push forward with?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes people try to count you out, and I feel like that's happened with Kobe. It happens with a lot of people. and you just have to rise above it and just be you and push forward. I feel like he displayed that, and also from me following what's happened to him, sadly the tragedy. He was a family man, and I feel like being a family man is sort of everything.
And obviously you have a family yourself, yeah.
Sort of everything. But like seeing his passing and understanding how it obviously can make you think about you and your family and how things would be if you wasn't around. And it just, these things take you to places. But I just feel like from what I could take from Kobe is he look like he's a great family man. Do you know what I mean? You push your children to do whatever it is that they want to do in life. And ultimately, I feel like once you do have some children, that's what it's meant to be.
Oh, you're a really cool family man, so it seems, man. And then having a son whip you in in Mario. So exactly. There you go. That's another one.
I'm not happy about it in
the slightest, but
you know what? It's good. It's good also because there's times when I'll have my day and I'm winning. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes I purposely wind him up just so that he understands that there's going to be people in the world that are going to wind him up in different ways, in different fields, and for him to understand how he needs to react to that. You don't always have to react in a way where you're angry with what's going on. It's cool, take it on the chin. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's a lesson.
Yeah, and just keep going forward and just learn from those lessons.
Exactly.
Well, I've got a quick game for you before you go. So have you ever heard of Never Have I Ever?
Yeah, I have.
I'm I'm gonna have some fun with this one here. So just basically, I'm gonna say some statements, and you just got to tell me if you have or you haven't. You can elaborate if you want to as well, but I've just got a few of them here just to lighten the tension a little bit. Cool. So the first one is: never have I ever dated more than one person at once.
Yeah, when I was young.
Okay. So was it just like the player sort of vibes in the back of the days?
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
Yeah. I've not really. I've only just caught up now, really.
It's better to do it when you're younger.
Yeah. I guess I was too much of a good boy in school, man. Never have I ever had sex in public.
Yeah, I probably have.
Ooh.
When I was younger.
Again, so it was younger. Was there a particular place that was it like a back of the car or something?
I think everyone's probably had a little something in a car.
Yeah, before. I've done once at the back of the car. It's a bit stressing though, especially when you get cramped up in the back.
There's
so
no space.
Yeah, there's no space. Never have I ever really liked a song from Justin Bieber.
Oh, Justin Bieber's got some bangers.
Yeah. Have you heard like Yummy? Have you heard his latest tune, Yummy?
I don't think I've heard the latest song, but when I started to tune into Justin Bieber properly, he had a project that had Future on there.
Yeah, that was sick.
The song I'm talking about is I pull up and then What's Happening is called. What's Happening?
Okay, yeah. So I need to catch up on that. Yeah.
Justin's cold.
Okay. Never have I ever woken up drunk the next day.
Oh, I have.
Yeah. Bet it's like loads of parties that you've done and then.
What I will say is I never wake up with a hangover.
I do though.
Ever.
I've only had it a few times though.
I never wake up with a hangover.
So you don't have like a throbbing headache after it,
I
or
function normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I can wake up and still feel like there's drink in my system.
Yeah.
But I don't feel like I have a hangover and I can't function.
Do you have Irish in the bloodline? Nah. Because I was thinking a lot of Irish, they can handle their drinks. So I'm thinking if you don't get hangovers, you must be cool.
I think it's the Jamaican in me.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Like I'm still let to figure out my ancestry. Never have I ever talked to myself in public.
Oh yeah, many times.
Yeah, I think it's just normal because especially when you're trying to get your thought process in a lot of things.
Many times.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty normal to do that.
Yeah, because it's only like in public where it's like, you know, if people are do you not really give a shit if you're talking to yourself and people are around you?
I don't care.
You don't care. You don't give a shit. It's fine. Never have I ever had a fight in school.
Many times.
Yeah, I've only had a fight twice. But it was only because like I got bullied so much that I just had enough.
Yeah, you lashed out.
Were you the bully or being bullied?
No, I've never been a bully. I'm always someone that gets on with everyone, but I'm the person that just doesn't have it from anyone.
Yeah, just don't take the piss. Yeah,
just don't do that.
You're warm-hearted, but don't take the piss.
Yeah,
I'm the same. Never have I ever lied to your parents of where you're going.
Oh, I used to do it all the time.
Is there a story that stands out?
All right, cool. This one, let me try not to make it too long. But all right, check it. So one time, there was a party.
Yeah.
Right? Proper party.
Yeah.
Proper party in the area in Bow. Like, so I've grown up in Bow.
Yeah.
Right? So this day, I remember one of my friends, Billy Holland, he had like a Gilera motorbike, right? Everyone wanted to just ride around on a ped.
Right.
So I had on my fresh jean suit. I borrowed his bike. I think he charged me £20.
Oh,
yeah, give him £20. Okay. I had the bike for the day, so I felt like the man.
Yeah.
So cool, this is in the daytime. The party's at night, right?
Right.
Cool, the party's come round. I remember me and my friend Clayton were going to go to this party, but bearing in mind, I've got to be home at 9:30.
Right.
Right? Out of all my friends, I had the earliest curfew. Yeah? I understand why now.
Yeah.
By the time
you were just like, you wanted to rebel,
I want to be out. Like everyone else is out. Why have I got to be home?
My bridges are out there, man. What's going on? Yeah.
So check this now.
Right.
Boom. 9:30 is my curfew time. Yeah? This party just starts popping at like 10:15. But I'm knowing I'm meant to be at home.
Right.
Yeah? So I'm in this party. Now it's getting 11-ish. I'm thinking, boy, I think the phone's ringing. I'm just all off in it.
Yeah. Powered it off, forgetting it.
I'm doing whatever. So then check this now.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I knew that I had to leave the party, right? So I've left the party. And at the time, I lived in the tower block.
Right.
Yeah.
And obviously, it will take you a long time to get up to.
That tower block, like if anyone's watched the video Top Tier, those are the tower blocks that we show. Cool. So I get to the tower block right now. There's 2 lifts. So as I've got through the first door. There's another security door.
Right.
I've got past the first one, and I see my dad come out the lift. So I've hid round the corner.
Oh shit!
I've hid round the corner whilst he's come out the lift. The second door. So I'm knowing he's going to look for me. I think I got a text from my friend like, "Oh, your dad." So I don't know what he said, but I knew that it was on.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've gone up in the lift. Got upstairs. My mum's like, "What do you think? You think you can come in at this time?" And may I add, my mum was never really lenient, but she was more lenient than my dad.
Right.
But I was still.
You still get it.
Yeah, I'll still get it from my mum.
You still get it, yeah.
But now I'm at the age where I think I was probably like 14. So I've gone in and I'm like, Mum, chill, it's all right. I was just up the road. I was just up the road. It's the party. It's cool. You know the people. There's no bad. I'm cool.
Yeah, yeah.
You better tell your dad this. So I think she's called my dad to kind of let him know I've come back. But by this time, my dad's reached my friend's house and he's already looking for me. Yeah, my friend's home now. But luckily, he's not gone to the party. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Because he could have went to if I didn't come home.
Yeah, come in
he would have went to my friend.
Dressing gown
yeah,
to
he
the
would
party.
have went to my friend somehow. His mum would have got through to my friend, and then he would have got the location to the party, and he would have come in the party and got me at the party, which would have obviously been very embarrassing. So yeah, I'm in the house. He comes back. Now obviously testosterone. I'm feeling like I'm the man, right? So yeah, he's like, "What you think you can? You think you stay out them times?" And I'm trying to argue with him, like, you know what I mean? My dad, bearing in mind, like a lot of people got hit or whatever when they was growing up. My mum would do that. Like, it's cool. I got to the age where it didn't hurt anymore. But my dad never did that. His voice alone would make me tremble.
Yeah. The look on my mum's face would be enough.
Yeah, so then it's like, he was quick to always be like, don't look to go nowhere for a month. Don't look to go nowhere for 3 weeks. You're not going nowhere. You're grounded. And it was like, oh. So at this point, he's like, yeah, don't look to go nowhere for 2 weeks. You ain't going nowhere. So I'm there trying to argue. No, but everyone else is at. Arguing. Then I remember it's like I felt that I had some strength. I don't know why, because I probably was like 9 stone at the time, right? My dad's always been a big guy.
Right.
He grabbed me, yeah. He grabbed me, and these times I lived on the 8th floor in a tower block, right?
Right.
And he put me up on the kitchen ledge. And when he put me on the kitchen ledge, we never had double glazing, bro. Yeah? We never had double glazing.
I think, whoa,
so
okay.
Ledge. He's not pushing me out, but
right.
now I'm like, this is actually real. This could go left. Do you know what I mean?
Go left field,
bro,
yeah.
The way I was crying, bro, yeah, when I like got all out of it, you know, like, I hate you or whatever I said, and I've gone to my room, you know that uncontrollable cry when you're like, you know that? That's what state he had me in, bro. He had me in that. And that's all from me thinking I can go out and party past 9:30. So kids, if you're watching, if your parents tell you to go home, take your ass home.
That was probably one of the most legendary stories I've ever heard in terms of getting grounded, man.
Yeah,
but
it was peak, man.
so kids, just do what your parents tell you, but you know, don't lip back, because otherwise they'll whip your ass, man. Mercston, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Blessings for having me, man.
And I have so much fun chatting to you, man. I could be with you all day, but I know you got more famous shit to do, so I ain't gonna hold you up. If you could tell our audience where they can catch you on all the socials, tell them right here, my man.
So all the socials are at Mercston. I think it's just Insta and Twitter I use, really. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Top Tier is out now, so make sure you go cop the album. It is sick. Make sure you check up on Mercston more often, because obviously there'll be more shows. There'll be, you know, let's say you said you got a show hopefully in a couple of months in May. Keep an eye up to date on that. This is Billz from Media Spotlight UK with the legend that is Mercston, and we out. Peace.